In 1716, an Ottoman force advances north, massive and confident. The goal is clear. Petrovaradin must be captured. This fortress controls the Danube River, blocks the path to Hungary, and beyond it lies Vienna. A standard siege seems likely, but something surprising happens. The soldiers protecting the fortress do not stay behind walls. Instead, they come out to fight in the open. The gates swing open. Soldiers spread across the field. Metal flashes, guns fire, bodies drop. Artillery explodes before the Ottomans can organize. Smoke fills the air. The pace slows. The siege barely begins before it becomes a fight for survival. At the start of the 1700s, Europe is filled with worry. Borders shift. Armies, not treaties, decide power. The Ottoman Empire remains a major force. For years, it has grown across Anatolia, through the Balkans, and into southeastern Europe. Each victory pushes the border farther north. The Habsburg Empire stands against it, surviving through key locations and strong fortifications rather than vast territory. Its strength comes from control of major rivers and defensive positions. The Danube River runs between these two great powers. It is one of Europe's most valuable trade and military roads. If you control the Danube, you can move troops, big guns, and supplies much faster than your enemy. Petrovaradin Fortress sits right on that important spot. By 1716, tension has been building for years. Old agreements have slowed the Ottoman advance, but not stopped it. Ottoman leaders think they have time on their side. For them, the north is still unfinished work. Hungary is still being fought over, and Vienna, far away but important, is still the biggest prize they dream of. To move forward safely, the Ottomans must remove threats at their back. A strong fortress on the Danube River is too dangerous to leave alone. Petrovaradin is that danger. Petrovaradin is important not because of its size, but because of its location. From there, guns can control who travels on the river. From high places, guards can see enemies coming from far off. Any army moving through this area must deal with it. If the Ottomans skip around Petrovaradin, they risk surprise attacks on their food and supply lines, strikes from behind, and problems while running away. In war, taking that kind of risk is not allowed. This means the goal is clear from day one. Petrovaradin must be taken. The Ottoman campaign starts with full confidence. Soldiers are gathered from across the empire. Experienced infantry, tough cavalry, and heavy guns built to break stone walls. Ottoman leaders expect to fight but do not think they can lose. To them, Petrovaradin is just another fortress, and fortresses have fallen many times before. On the side defending, there is no false hope. They know the Ottoman army is coming. They know how big it is. They know its power. They also know one major truth. They cannot win by just waiting. A long siege would help the Ottomans. Time, numbers, and supplies would slowly crush the defenders. Prince Eugene of Savoy understands this very well. He does not plan to sit behind the walls and wait it out. He examines the land around the fortress. He looks at how Ottoman armies usually set up, and most importantly, he sees that momentum is the Ottomans' biggest advantage. If that momentum stops early, everything changes. But stopping it takes more than just courage. It takes time to move soldiers to the right places. It takes choosing where to fight. And it takes forcing the enemy to battle on ground you choose. So as the Ottoman army gets closer to Petrovaradin, the fighting has not started yet, but every move now will decide how it all goes. The Ottoman march comes from a distance, not as a rush, but as a steady stream of men and machines, day after day. Foot soldiers lead. Large groups move in steady rhythm, used to long marches and carrying heavy equipment. Behind them come the massive cannons dragging slowly over dirt roads and up steep hills. Ottoman riders spread out on both sides, always watching. Their job is simple: stop any sudden attacks on the moving line. Supply boats move beside the army along the Danube carrying grain, gunpowder, and bullets needed for a long campaign. Inside Petrovaradin, the planning is different. Prince Eugene does not wait until the Ottomans reach the gates. Once he sees they are marching straight for the fortress, he prepares to fight outside the walls. First, foot soldiers are reorganized by battle experience. Those with experience go where contact will happen first. Others support from the rear. They practice moving out, stopping on command, and withdrawing in good order. Eugene wants them to understand this will not be hiding behind walls. They will stand in the open against a much larger force. Next come the guns. Not all stay on the walls. Some move to high ground ahead of the fortress, covering roads the Ottomans must use. Gunners are ordered not to shoot constantly. Each shot must have purpose. Fast cavalry is prepared to harass and disrupt. They strike only when conditions favor them, then withdraw immediately. Their goal is to break the enemy. This rhythm. Eugene talks a lot with his officers. Using maps, he explains the ground. Open fields, low hills, roads the Ottoman guns must use. Everyone must understand where the battle will be and why the enemy cannot pick the ground. As the Ottoman army reaches Petrovaradin, everyone can see it is here. Flags come into view on the distance. Long lines of soldiers stretch across the field. The first camps show up just out of gun range. Drums beat every morning. Horns carry orders across the ground. Now the Ottoman army sits across from Petrovaradin. Inside the fortress, getting ready is finished. Places are chosen. Plans are set. The two armies can see each other. From this moment, one choice will start the fight. A slow morning comes over the ground before Petrovaradin. A thin fog sits on the earth, making it hard to see how far away things are. The quiet feels strange, as if the land itself is waiting. Now the two armies see each other clearly. The Ottomans are spread out before the fortress. Thick groups of foot soldiers, big guns moving forward, riders at a distance on both sides. They do not attack right away. Ottoman leaders want to be all set up first. They are sure that once every soldier is in place, their huge numbers will beat whatever the defenders can do. Big guns are lined up. Ammunition is brought up. Soldier lines are made better. Everything follows the same old way. Inside Petrovaradin, Prince Eugene watches every move. He knows exactly what the Ottomans want to do. And he sees that once they are done setting up, the fight will turn bad for him. He does not wait around. Orders go out while Ottoman groups are still moving. The gates open, not wide open for show, but just enough for neat units to march out. The defending foot soldiers move out. No running, no yelling. Tight groups, steady steps. The sight makes Ottoman leaders stop and think. They got ready for a siege, not for soldiers to come out and fight in the open. Once the defenders pick their spot, their guns shoot. The first shots do not hit camps or fixed groups, but Ottoman soldiers who are still moving and getting organized. The first hits are shocks. Soldiers fall. Orders get confused. Ottoman groups stop to see what is happening. And in those moments, the next round of shots comes. The defenders do not stop shooting. The rhythm is steady but not fast. Enough to stop soldiers from holding tight groups. In these first hours, the fight is a test. Ottomans look for soft spots. Defenders focus on holding their place. Most important, the Ottomans cannot move forward like they planned. They have to stop over and over. Fix their groups while guns fire at them. Answer attacks that come sooner than they thought. As the sun gets higher, the fog clears. The field becomes clearer but also much messier. Smoke gets thicker. Gunshots and yelling and steel fill the air. The real fight has begun. From now on, every step forward costs blood. On the second morning, the ground before Petrovaradin looks completely different. It is torn up by thousands of feet. Gunsmoke still fills the air. The hurt are carried to the back while fresh groups move forward to take their place. The Ottoman army tries to take back control. They think the first day was just the start. If they push harder, the defenders will get pushed back toward the fortress. So more foot soldiers go to the front line. Groups get bigger. Pressure goes up hour by hour. Ottoman guns are also dragged forward. Their plan is clear. Keep firing to make the defenders stay still, then move ahead step by step. But Prince Eugene does not let this happen. He does not order one spot to hold no matter what. He orders smart movement. When Ottoman troops push in one place, the defenders do not stand and take the hit. They hit back fast, then move back in good order. No worry, no broken lines. When Ottoman groups pause to fix themselves, the defenders come from somewhere else. This constant shifting makes big problems for the Ottomans. They cannot move forward smooth. Each pause breaks their rhythm, and every loss of rhythm makes them open to attack. At this point, the defenders' fast cavalry starts to do real work. They do not charge into the middle of the Ottoman formation. They show up on the sides. When an Ottoman group goes too far forward or moves too slow, the cavalry hits hard and fast, then rides back right away. The goal is not to kill everyone, but to make the enemy turn and face them. Each time this happens, the Ottomans have to split what they have to guard both sides. The main group slows. Attacking power gets weaker. Meanwhile, the defending guns shoot with care. They do not shoot all the time. They wait for the right moment. When Ottoman troops bunch up too tight in one spot, or when enemy guns are being moved, good shots land in the middle of them. Each round of fire makes the Ottomans stop, fix their lines, and lose momentum again. Close up, foot soldiers keep fighting without a break. Short gunfights, slow hard pushes, spots taken and lost many times in one day. There are no big brave moments, just staying strong and getting tired. The Ottoman army is still very big. They still move forward in some spots, but every step ahead is slower and costs more. The defenders are fewer, but they know exactly when to fight and when to pause. By the end of the second day, no side has won for sure. The Ottomans have not broken through the defense line. The defenders have not fully thrown them back. But a quiet shift has started. Ottoman forces are getting tired from always having to react. Leaders have to make fast choices. Groups do not move together like before. The defenders, tired too and taking losses, feel it. Their plan is working. The fight is not done, but things are turning. Both sides know what comes next will decide what happens to Petrovaradin. By the third day, the fight looks nothing like it did at the start. The sure feeling is gone. The steady forward march has stopped. Both armies are beat, but in different ways. The defenders are used to this kind of pace. They fight in short bursts. They move back in good order. They take turns, rest, and come back when needed. The Ottoman army is not. It is built to push forward without stopping, to keep pressure on through big numbers, to make the enemy fall apart over time. At Petrovaradin, that way does not work anymore. Early on the third morning, Prince Eugene sees the change. Ottoman groups are no longer one solid thing. The blocks of troops are farther apart. Some have pushed too far ahead looking for a way to break through. Others are behind, slowed by being beat and broken supply lines. Spaces start to show between groups. For a huge army, this is the worst time. Prince Eugene knows that if the Ottomans get time to fix themselves, the chance is gone. So he decides to end the fight that morning. The defending guns shoot harder than ever before, not spread out, not random. All fire goes to the Ottoman middle, where leaders are trying to pull their forces back for one more push. Shells fall fast one after the other. The ground shakes. Troops are forced to stop and bunch together. Thick smoke makes it almost impossible to talk to each other. Officers yell, but sound is swallowed by cannon fire and gunshots. In that second of mess, Prince Eugene orders everyone to move forward. No more small test attacks. No more bothering. The whole defense line goes ahead at once. Foot soldiers move slowly, but steady. Groups stay tight. No one breaks off. No one chases runners. The goal is clear. Push the Ottomans back one step at a time and stop them from fixing themselves. Ottoman resistance is strong. Many groups fight with power. In some spots, the fight is hard and close, but the unit is broken. When one group is pushed back, the next one cannot help. When one holds its ground, another is already moving back to not get cut off. The spaces get bigger. Prince Eugene waits for the right time. Then he sends the cavalry, not to go deep into the Ottoman army, but to cut across lines of movement, split groups apart and wreck command and control. Fear starts to spread. Some Ottoman groups try to turn and hit back. Others move back sooner than they planned. Choices are no longer made together. What starts as an organized move back fast becomes a mess. Ottoman guns do not have time to move. A few are left on the field. Supply carts block the road to the back. Leaders try to bring order, but the word comes too late, and a lot of groups do not hear it. By the middle of the day, it happens. The Ottoman army starts to pull back across the whole line, not because they do not have courage, but because staying means total loss. Prince Eugene does not order chasing deep into the Ottoman army. He sees the fight is already decided. More pressure would only bring more loss for no good reason. The Ottoman army leaves the ground before Petrovaradin, behind hurt soldiers, guns, and most of all, its northward push is broken. As the sun gets higher, the gunfire gets quiet. The ground falls silent. Petrovaradin still stands, and the road into Central Europe is closed here. Petrovaradin is more than just one win. It is a turning point. For many years, the Ottoman Empire pushed ahead with sure feeling. Its armies marched without a break. Its strength seemed impossible to stop. At Petrovaradin, that ends. The empire does not fall apart. The army does not vanish, but the push is broken. After 1716, every fight going north gets harder. Every choice takes more care. The feeling that they must win goes away. For Central Europe, Petrovaradin gives time. Time to get better. Time to get ready. Time to think that stopping them is possible. Prince Eugene of Savoy wins not through having more soldiers, but through being patient, strict, and watching for the right moment. Petrovaradin becomes a lesson. Empires do not get beaten in 1 second. They slow down, they think twice, and sometimes they step back